Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, as you can probably tell, I've got a cute, classy French tip set of nails. I love how it came out and I can't wait for you guys to see how I achieved it. So for today's video, I decided to start off by showing you guys what gel polish I'll be using. And so I'm sure if you probably know by now, but if I am using a white, it is very likely to be a white from Macart, and it's in the shade Blank. I've absolutely fell in love with it and I absolutely recommend it. Honestly, the best white I've ever tried. Here is the carving gel I'll be using to create my gorgeous flowers in today's set, and as you can see, it's very much loved and I am slowly hitting the pan on that one. Next up, we have my absolute favorite nude. I'm sure you guys all know, unless you're new, then you now know, but I honestly love it so much. It's my absolute favorite and I cannot stop talking about it or using it. Clearly, it's like pretty much every set has it, so I'm so sorry if you guys are starting to get bored of it. I will try and use a different one, but really quickly, it's from a company called Cloud Beauty and it's in the shade N17. And now I'm showing you guys the Glitter Bells top coat that I'll be using, and the base coat that I'll be using will be also from the company called Cloud Beauty, just like that nude colour. I will also be using crystals in today's video and also a clear acrylic, which I ended up not showing. I feel like they're not necessarily essentials in today's set. I'm sure you can definitely pass on those if you don't have them in your collection, and the set will still look really nice. And to be honest, when it comes to the snake print, because I'll be using the acrylic for the snake print, I'm sure if you don't have it, you can still create one. You just won't put it on top, so you just cure the gel polish on top of the nail, which you could basically make it like a glossy kind of snake print rather than just make it matte, just like the acrylic kind of makes it look a little bit matte after popping it into the lamp. So there's always alternatives. So as you can see, as usual, going straight to the basics. We already buffed the nails, I applied some nail cleaner, and now I am going in with that base coat. I don't know if you guys watch any of my previous videos, but I did get a new stand, which I think looks gorgeous, but I'm sure you will see in today's video in particular that I was really struggling with the magnets working. Such a shame, because I really liked it. I really wish the magnets were good. If you guys have any tips on maybe, I don't know, fixing this set, or if there are any other stands that are good quality that I could get where I don't need to be a professional nail tech to get, I would really appreciate it. Like I think I said in my previous video, I am pending my acrylic qualification, you could say, so I will be qualified fairly soon. It's just until then I cannot get a new one, and I love filming videos and I just want to carry on, and at the same time I really want you guys to have something nice to look at and not a very yucky stand like my previous one was. But as you can see, I'm going in with my gorgeous nude, and I hope you guys can understand why it's my absolute favorite. It's like the perfect nude. Like it's not too cold, it's not too warm, it's not too dark, it's not too light. I don't know. It's just, for me, it's literally perfect. So I will try and leave everything used in today's video linked down below. But as you saw, I applied one layer, and now I'm going in with my second layer. So once that's done, we'll pop it into the lamp, and then we'll start working on our French tip. And in that moment, you also see how well the Macart gel polish kind of performs. So I can't wait for you guys to see that too. Well, only for people who haven't watched my channel before, because I have used Macart in previous videos for French tips, so you probably would have seen already how well it performs. But if you're new, you then know if you see it in a moment. And just quickly touching on to those flowers, I absolutely love that carving gel. I really recommend it. If any of you guys really want to make acrylic flowers but struggling, this is literally the way to go. It's literally beginner friendly. It's been amazing. It only took me about 3 or 4 tries with that carving gel until I kind of got the flowers that I wanted, which is amazing. Super quick, so easy to use. It's just been amazing. If you guys would like to see a tutorial or something on these in particular, like a really in-depth, very detailed kind of video, I'll be really happy to do that. I have ordered in different colors, so I'm really kind of wanting to make a video on those and showing you guys the kind of possibilities of these, because they're almost like Play-Doh, which is really nice. And I really want to try, which I haven't done yet, but I really want to try to create those ombre looking flowers that you can normally kind of get done with acrylic, and I've never tried yet with these carving gels, so I'm really excited to try that. I now have a wide range of colors: blue, pinks, greens even, I think. So I'm quite curious if that's achievable. So that might be a nice video to kind of show you guys the colors, see, kind of maybe talk about a bit in detail of how they are, how to use them, and maybe then try out some different flowers, different looking flowers, different like ombres and non-ombres and all of that kind of stuff. So if you guys would like to see that, let me know, but I think I might film it anyways because I am quite curious. And I've just been loving filming anything I do. I just want to film now, so I hope you guys like it basically. So as you saw, I use my nail art brush and I've kind of draw out a line where I want the French tip to kind of end, if that makes sense. So I normally do a line where I want it to be, and then I connect the top part of the nail down to that line, and then I do it on the same side, and I do it on the one side and on the second side. So right now I did that line here, I'm connecting it from one side to the middle, and then I do the same thing from the other, and that's my kind of way of doing a French tip. I know that there's all sorts of different ways, so I am maybe also going to film a video of all the different techniques, because I feel like mine is a bit more, you could say maybe advanced. I kind of just envision the French tip and I just do it. And as you saw, it was pretty much perfect with the one I wanted to do when it comes to the placement of the French tip. But there's all sort of different ways. So I would also be quite happy to maybe do also another detailed tutorial on the different ways you can do a French tip. But in today's video, I just used my all-time favorite quick one. And as you can see, I'm just outlining it and then just filling in the bottom. And as you can see, this gel polish is just so nice. It's so pigmented. It's just amazing, like honestly amazing. It levels out perfectly. It's amazing for nail art in particular. I'm a massive fan of nail art. I love to do things by hand. I have so many stickers, but till this day I always kind of opt for my nail art brush and something that I can do by hand. So this gel polish has really helped me out. It's just been perfect. It kind of stays exactly where I place it, no matter how big of a blob I end up placing down. It just stays there, which is amazing. And because of how opaque it is, that's why I also see it as an amazing nail art kind of gel, because no matter where I place it, it's very pigmented to the point that I don't have to do 2 layers. Of course, when you're covering a wide area of a nail, 2 coats is normally required, such as a French tip, for example. There's just so much of an area that it's probably best to do 2 coats. But whenever there's, I don't know, you're doing stars or something, it's just perfect. You just 1 coat and you're good to go. In today's video, I did do 2 layers of the French tip, but I only show you guys the 1 layer because it's already a 16-minute video and I didn't want to bore you guys too much. I'm sure you guys get the gist of how it's looking and how to basically draw out the French tip. So as you also saw just now, I did miss out the ring finger, because for the ring finger is the finger that we are going to use for our flowers. So that's the 1 nail that we're not going to do a French tip on. The rest is going to have a French tip. Some of them are going to be left kind of bare. Some of them we're going to add some crystals and of course some snake print. And like I mentioned before, with that ring finger one is the one that we are going to place some gorgeous flowers. I hope you guys will also see in today's video how easy they are to use. I think I will always be raving about these carving gels, and I am really interested in trying some branded ones, because of course those AliExpress kind of brands, I'm sure they're not the best of the best. So I would love to see and invest some money into some really good branded ones and see kind of how they compare, if the consistency is any different, are they maybe any easier to use as well, because I do find the AliExpress ones so easy to use. So if there are even better, even easier ones to use, then I would be really curious to see, kind of like just try them out really. And you know, anything that makes your life easier is just 100 times better. So just quickly, I am showing you guys that ring finger and I am placing 2 crystals. They are in the kind of like champagne kind of color. And I've placed one on the top left hand side and at the bottom right hand side, and we're going to create flowers from it. So as you saw, I went in with my dotting tool and I placed it into that pot, grabbed a little bunch of that kind of play-doh-y thing. I place it on the palm of my hand, and with my finger I roll it around, so please make sure you're using gloves. And I'm placing it around that crystal. So because I'm doing kind of like a half flower, I'm only doing 3 balls, and it'll be kind of looking like it's coming out of the side of the nail. So I could put down my 3 balls. You could do 1 at a time if you'd like, but I decided to just do 3. I've got a silicone tool and I just dipped it into some nail cleaner. And that really helps with making the kind of Play-Doh carving gel not stick to your brush, which is amazing. I think it has really helped me. It's one of those things that I kind of guessed myself. I never really looked at anyone else do it like that. It was kind of a guess because of how sticky it sometimes can get. And as you saw, I'm just using the pointy part of the tool, and I'm just kind of pressing it down at an angle. So I don't know if you can see in the video, but I'm kind of starting with the middle and just pressing it down at an angle, and then using the rest of the body of that little silicone tool to kind of make that petal effect. Not too sure. I would be happy to make a video exactly explaining in depth, super close up, for you guys to really see how I'm doing it. So I did the first one, and we are going to do the exact same thing for the bottom one too. So same thing, we're going to scoop up some of that Play-Doh-y thing and then place it down, and always also try and make the balls as similar as the other one, because of course you don't want one petal to be looking bigger than the other one. I think it's fairly easy to do, and it's also really nice because as long as you don't get any fluffs into it, if you make a ball and it's too small or too big, you can always just pop it back into the pot, and you know, or add extra to it if it's too small. So it's just so nice. I feel like it's so stress-free, very relaxing, very easy to do. And as you can see, absolutely gorgeous flowers. If I do end up doing that carving gel video, I will show you guys the very first nail I ever did with these carving gels, and you will probably laugh because of how bad it looks, and I still have it. So I would love to show you guys and compare it to where I am now, and I still feel like I've got such a long way to go, especially comparing to acrylic flowers. There's some people that do such gorgeous acrylic flowers, so I've still got quite a while to go to get to that point, but for now these kind of flowers will do, I think. And so I also want to mention quickly that this is now 2 coats of that French tip, so as you can see, super opaque. And we are now going in to that index finger. We are taking our Macart rhinestone glue gel, and I am placing it right at the top of the nail, right in the middle, and I am picking up my champagne crystals. I've got this teardroplet, I think it's called, or looks like one anyways, and so I'm placing it right at the top of the nail, and then right at the bottom of that teardroplet I'm placing a tiny little champagne circle, basically just a standard little circle crystal. So that's what we're doing. So crystal placement wise, it's very simple, there's nothing crazy going on. I felt like I just wanted to add an extra little touch. You could go a bit more mad and make it a bit more crazy, make it a bit more like eye-catching and maybe stand out a bit more if you'd like to, and just threw in way more crystals. But in today's video I've decided to keep it fairly simple. I don't know, I just didn't, normally I do feel it, but in today's video I just didn't feel like adding anything crazy onto it. And as you saw now, I went into that Macart glue and I placed down little circles where I want the crystals to go, and it's just literally placing it all around the flowers. And so now looking at the video, it literally looks like I've just made an S kind of going around the flowers. You don't have to do that, you can just place it however, make it as non-symmetrical or as symmetrical as you'd like it, or follow a pattern. It's all up to you. This wasn't intentional, but it just ended up coming out looking like I literally wanted to make a little S. So that's what the set is looking like now. And we are now going to apply some top coat. So we are applying it on all those nails because I decided to keep this set glossy, and then once the top coat gets cured, we'll be able to tackle the snake print. So with a snake print, in case you've never seen one done before or you don't know how to make one, you do need some kind of like a clear acrylic. At least that's the one or the only way I've ever done it and tried it. So what you do is get your nail art brush, you place down pretty much blobs of gel polish. So before curing, or you don't even have to actually do snake print, you could do anything. You could do stars before actually popping it into the lamp. You could just sprinkle on some clear acrylic and you have this really cool effect, like a 3D kind of effect on the nail. But in a moment you will see me doing the snake on the nail, and that snake nail will be that middle nail that we are applying the top coat on just now. So yes, and the clear acrylic that I'll be using is from Glitterbels, and just a disclaimer, when you see it in a moment you will see that there's a few little like black, I don't know, fluffs in there or something in there, but not to worry, I don't do acrylics whatsoever. This is basically has been purely purchased for the purpose of, I don't know, doing sweater nails and snake prints and all of that stuff. So not to worry, this won't be used on any clients or anything like that. So just for my videos and for me. So yeah, as you can see, I was slightly struggling with this one in particular. But yes, I know that I had a lovely comments to say that it might be a good idea to kind of apply, I think it was apply the rhinestone glue down first, then do a top coat on top of that, and then place the crystals, which I think was an amazing idea. But unfortunately, I haven't done that in today's video because this video was filmed before I read that comment, or before that video was even out, I think, in the first place. So I will try and do that next time I film. So thank you so much for that comment. If I remember, I can't remember who said it, but I will try and pop it onto the screen if I remember. So thank you so much. So now we are going in with my nail art brush, and as you can see, I'm just creating that snake print kind of effect. So it's just a line going down the middle of the nail, and just kind of like, you don't want to make it too thin but not also too thick. I don't know what the right kind of thickness will be, but whatever works for you, whatever you think looks nicest really. So you don't want to also make them too long because you want to make some lines down the sides as well. So after I've made them long enough and just the way I want it, I also go in on the sides and do the same thing for each side. So I kind of try to keep the side ones starting in between the ones that start in the middle, if that makes sense at all. But yeah, I do that, and then once I'm happy with that, as you can already see at the top right corner, I've already got my glitter bells ready to go. And then I use like this, I think it's a cuticle pusher, but I like to really use it as my little scoop for glitters or like the acrylic in today's video, and I always use it as my little scoop. So you'll be seeing that in just a moment, scooping up that clear acrylic, there we go, and popping it onto the nail. So obviously, because we've already top coated that nail, there will be no tacky layer. So once we've applied this clear acrylic, it will be basically the last step now for this set. So that's really nice. And I often like to just sprinkle the clear acrylic until I kind of see that it's no longer shiny, because the gel polish will kind of soak up that powder in. So I kind of like to I just feel like my stopping point is the moment it stops being shiny. So there's me just showing you it, and that's basically the completed look. So there's not too much going on, but I still feel like it's such a cute little set, very classy. There's something going on here and there, and here is my hand once again just at the end. So I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.